bank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rocker in the building. What's good? What's good? Salute everybody. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to everybody in the chat. And man, we running a little bit late, man. We was just chopping it up, man, over on Echo Essence, man. I'm glad y'all here. I got a different topic to talk about, man. I got my main man in the building, Corey Lee. Lee, what's good, bro?
Was popping. I'm a lot better than I was a couple of hours ago. That was fun over there. I want to say,
lighten the mood.
That
right?
was fun.
Yeah,
it did. It did.
Yeah, man, lighten the mood. Salute. LI1 in the building. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox is in the building. Tori B is in the building. Salute, man. Salute to all our people watching on X. Salute to all my people watching on YouTube. We're about to get into a conversation, man. Just talk about a few things real quick. Lee, one of the things I wanted to talk about, man, for sure. One of the things I wanted to talk about for sure. DSJ in the building, salute.
Did Corey Lee say light in the mood?
Corey Lee said light in the mood.
Oh, the joke writes itself.
Yo,
the joke writes itself.
Yeah, the punchlines write themselves, bro. Yo,
coming from the purple people eater.
Yo, oh my goodness, man. Ribs in the building, salute. Yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about, man, and I know we don't talk about this because it's preseason, right? We don't talk about it because it's preseason, and we know as Knicks fans not to overreact based on what we see in the preseason. Or do we know? Right? We should. Miguel P is in the building. Watching Jalen Brunson, rewatching the games, y'all. Jalen Brunson in this half-court offense, man, looks out of rhythm. Now, slow down. Don't overreact. Right? Chat, don't overreact. I'm not saying Jalen Brunson has lost his touch. I'm not saying that the Knicks are going to trade Jalen Brunson. I'm not saying Mike Brown deserves to be fired. Right? What I am saying is this new offense with the ball hopping and everybody is moving. Jalen Brunson had some wide open shots and he just looked out of rhythm. Now, that can be for a number of reasons. It could be Jalen Brunson reworked his body over the summer and just has to find the groove, the perfect spot of where he wants his body to be. It could be that, right? It could be Jalen Brunson is a rhythmic scorer that needs dribbles in order to, And a shout out to Miguel P. Miguel P mentioned it. He kind of stole my thunder a little bit. Like Jalen Brunson might be a rhythmic scorer that needs to dribble in order to get in rhythm and in order to kind of get hot. That could be one thing. Another thing is it could be the looks that Jalen Brunson's getting, like where Jalen Brunson can create his own look, right? He can create his own look against any defender, and now he's getting shots against a defense that has to move their feet and adjust to Jalen Brunson, right? Either way that you stack it, Virtuoso is in the building. Either way that you stack it, when you go back and look at game one at the Jalen Brunson misses, when I first saw it, DSJ, I ain't gonna lie to you, when I saw some of those UFOs that Jalen Brunson put up, I wanted to chalk it up to Abu Dhabi. Right? That's what my heart was saying. Like, they traveled halfway around the world. They've been eating all night. They've been doing such and such and such. By the time they get back to New York, Jalen Brunson will be fine. And then there was game two. And so you're like, okay, all right. This is more of the same, basically. Is this thing starting to be a thing, or is this just Abu Dhabi? Is this Jalen Brunson's body being different and he has to find his rhythm? Right? Is it Randall is in the building? Salute. I'm gonna ask you guys, because I got a lot more to say about this, but I just wanted to start on this point. What do you guys think?
Me personally, Jalen Brunson has been notorious for being, since he's been in New York, a slow starter. And I'm gonna say that's what I'm gonna give him. That's the only excuse I'm gonna give him. I'm assuming that he's trying to allow his teammates to get in rhythm because he believes in himself more. Like he knows he can come around whenever he has to.
Okay.
I believe he has enough confidence in himself. I'm not going to say, the body change is the issue. It might be though, but then again, it might not be. You know, uh, that's the only excuse I'm gonna give him. Outside of that, I'm still on the wait and see mode as far as when he might step out and show up, because I believe he showed me enough in his body of work that I'm not really worried about him, more so than I'm worried about maybe 3 out of the 5 possible starters.
That's interesting, bro. DSJ, you thinking the same?
To a degree. I've always believed Jalen Brunson is one of the smartest players that continues to take stupid shots. Every time that man that has an opportunity to take a shot, he'll always, for some reason, wait till there's either A, no backup, or B, when he's heavily defended, to jack up shots. And all I want to do at that point is just take the ball and throw it right at his lower back.
Are you saying that Jalen Brunson is in love with the cocoa?
Jalen Brunson is in love with his jumper. And it frustrates me because it's like, fam, sometimes the smartest thing to do is just wait. Just wait. You don't have to dribble to the end of the world. You don't have to dribble to the end of the shot clock, but just wait. Wait for your teammates.
Right.
It can't be a 2-on-1 in the other team's favor and you still trying to take a shot. Like, come on, we got to be smarter than that. But I think in terms of, again, with Jalen Brunson's history, for slow starts. I will attribute it to just being acclimated. Plus, again, the fact that, again, him being now a bigger focal point in the locker rooms, the opposing locker rooms defense. His point of attack, of course, will be a point of emphasis for them.
Right.
And so it's another adjustment that he'll have to make in order to overcome those obstacles.
I don't
Agreed.
understand it, bro. That part, I don't understand it in that sense, man. Because when you're the best guard in the Eastern Conference, you would think that a slow start is not how he is, because he got here. Salute to our guy, Simply the Intellect, by the way. You would think, since he's this good of a player, that slow starts wouldn't be a thing that affects him. You would think it would be the opposite. Like, I can get mine anytime I want. Y'all get yours, and then when it's time for me to get mine, I'll get mine. Am I wrong for thinking that?
No, you're not, because considering what his past track record was as far as going to the latter part of the regular season. But once again, we got a new coach, a new system, and he is such the consummate team leader as well as team player that I think he'll put himself last to make sure that everybody else is in rhythm first. Because if they're in rhythm and they're doing their thing, then it takes a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Okay. So that's basically what I'm thinking is along the same lines. Like, why wouldn't it be? Shouldn't it just be easy for Brunson to get his anytime he wants? Should be, right? Especially if the new mandate is, hey man, we're gonna move this basketball. It's not gonna stick. Everybody's gonna touch it, so everybody's gonna get in rhythm early. So when shots are there, we won't pass up good shots to get great shots. We'll take all the good shots early and put the pressure on the other team to keep up with that scoring pace. No? It seems like that's what Mike Wolverines is in the building. Salute Wolverines. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. The Yankees in Cancun. That's hilarious. I think it's a little bit difficult to judge. I think it's a little bit difficult to judge because when you look at how the team shot in Abu Dhabi, like no one player, like Tyler Kolek was 1 for 9, bro. Tyler Kolek legit had a game where he was 1 for 9. Like Tyler Kolek took the second most shots on the team and he only made 1. Right? Garrison Matthews was 1 for 5. Right? Kev McCullough was 3 for 7. Man, Pacom Dadier was 0 for 2. Right? Cat was 1 for 4. Matt Ryan was 1 for 4. Yabusele was 1 for 3. Deuce McBride was 1 for 3. So when I read those numbers, it tells me that maybe it wasn't just a Jalen Brunson thing. Maybe it was a Knicks team thing. But the game before that, I mean, Jalen Brunson was 5 for 10 in this game, but those shots didn't look fantastic. He was 1 for 4 for 3, made 3 free throws, right? But the game before that one let me go back to it. The game before that one from Thursday, let me go back to it. Jalen Brunson in that game Thursday was 2 for 8. I'm sorry. Where's Jalen Brunson at? Yeah, JB was 2 for 8. Pakam Dadier was 1 for 6. Mo Diawara was 0 for 3. Kev McCullough was 0 for 6. So I don't know whether to blame Abu Dhabi or blame these guys. Drip more in the building. You know, I mean, I don't know. Chat, y'all help me with the thing. This is because I don't think it's a Nick Yak. I see you. I see what you're saying, Nick Yak. I feel you. Right. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. I want to talk about the system first, right? Because what I think I want to ask y'all, and I'm gonna be forward with it, but not disrespectfully negative with it. It's just that I'm searching for an answer, and I want y'all to help me find it. Are we playing so fast that these guys are having to get used to playing at such a pace? Ed Walker in the building, salute.
I mean, it is a different style. And I'm considering everybody from different teams, like, you know what I'm saying, the ones that were traded here, the ones that signed in terms of free agency. Their pacing on other teams were equivalent to what Tom Thibodeau was running.
Oh, there's his
But
name.
not no, but not. I'm only talking about pace. I'm only talking about the pace. I'm not talking specifically about style, right?
Right.
But in terms of what Mike Brown is implementing in his offense right now, the personnel that he had in Sacramento made sense for his coaching style. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of De'Aaron Fox was known specifically for his speed.
Right.
So to pair him with Mike Brown made sense. When you have a player like Sabonis who's looking to get the ball up the court, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a long pass, whether it's, basically just trying to, be ahead of other centers that, you know what I'm saying, as far as that are slow footed, he has the advantage in terms of that. So a faster offense with a younger team makes sense. When you're talking about a team that's established like the Knicks, where pacing isn't necessarily the first thing that they're looking for in terms of speed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Brunson said, there are different ways to dictate pace. So it doesn't necessarily have to be being the fastest. But I think in terms of the way that Mike Brown's pacing is in Sacramento and what he was trying to implement there, and now what he's trying to implement here in New York, it will take some adjusting and some getting used to, especially when you got guys that are veterans that have played in a different type of setting. You got again, before he came here in Toronto, you know what I'm saying, in Toronto, Nick Nurse was playing OG Anunoby whenever he was playing at a slower pace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of it was more half court, but it was very methodical. They really ran every second off that shot clock. In terms of what Mikal Bridges was doing in Phoenix and then in Brooklyn, there was a lot more movement in terms of, okay, you know what I'm saying, the way that he was playing alongside first with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, and then having to adjust to a new style of play in Brooklyn, but the pacing was the same. And so when you're playing at a moderate pace as opposed to now a little bit more up tempo, yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. Karl Anthony Towns has never really played in a system where, again, it was get up the court. You know, whether it was Flip Saunders, whether it was Finch, like that's not their style of play. Individually, like I might have a couple players that can get up court, like an Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? So of course it benefits players like him. but in terms of what he's used to, that's not the way he's been playing, even in, you know what I'm saying, in college. So I think there's a lot of adjusting and getting used to from every individual standpoint to the team standpoint, which is why I think the first thing that Mike Brown talked about initially was sacrifice.
Okay. I understand. I think I understand where you're going with it. The sacrificing thing makes a lot of sense. You think we there though? You think we at a place that guys that have tasted the All-Star game are willing to now but I don't know, man. I don't know. Lee, can you help us with this, man?
I'm thinking this man is going to try to implement a West Coast style on an East Coast team is built to fight the East Coast battles, and they're learning how to adjust to it. You know, the higher pace, the faster. You got to think they're supposed to be putting on more shots. You know, it's to take the pressure where everybody's a ball handler now, and not just Jalen Brunson. You know,
Yeah.
so you got to think now, and also too, these cats, everybody's taking 3-point shots, with the exception of maybe Mitch. You know, Hawk Porty. Everybody's trying to stretch the floor because the coach is asking for that.
Yeah, and LI1. That's not what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying like I'm not doing the henny penny thing, man. I'm not saying that we should make a trade for another player after 2 preseason games. That ain't what I'm saying. But like legit, I'm in that group of saying the Knicks don't have to do nothing until the trade deadline. Like in terms of us making a move, I don't even think we should make a move. I think we good with what we got. Right? Just move forward with this. Right? What I will say is the offense doesn't look tremendous yet. Let me say that.
And that's expected. I mean, for two reasons. One, again, new coaching. Secondly, who are you playing beforehand for you to gauge whether or not this offensive system will work? You were playing basically against yourselves. You were mirror matching.
Yeah.
So to have an opponent that's not a part of your roster, it's going to look a little bit different. You're going to work out the kinks then, but this is where again, we have to kind of temper our expectation. We have to temper our thoughts in terms of who we like, who we don't like, because now everything is like, you know what I'm saying? It's a clean slate for everybody.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, again, they're learning everything all over again. And although it seems like, well, it's basketball, we know how to play basketball.
Right.
It's also about what this coach specifically is implementing. And what does that look like in real time? You know, against legitimate opponents, not just in practice, not just in training camp, you know? So I think at the end of the day, you know, it is just a matter of of timing. Again, their biggest focus right now is the next game, as opposed to what it looks like at season's end.
That's where I'm with it. Like, we're like legitimately what you just said. Like, of course, I'm gonna have reaction. Like when I watch the Giants lose Sunday, right? I know the Giants are trash, and I know they breaking in a new quarterback, right? And I know they skill players are ham sandwiches, right? With Malik Neighbors out, right? I know Cam Scatterbull is showing like a little glimmer, but he not special, right? But the way the Giants lost Sunday kind of break your heart. You know what I'm saying? But you know what the end game is. Lee, you feel me? Like when the Giants was winning Sunday, what were you thinking?
I was thinking that there was a strong possibility we should have walked off with this, but we did ourselves in with the turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah. I was I was thinking like, yo, don't mess this thing up, because even though the Giants is trash, you like even trash teams are gonna win some games, and when you trash, you at least want to show a glimmer of hope. You know what I'm saying? The Giants did it backwards, bro. Like they look like the number one stunner. What? That's what they look like for a few minutes, and then
they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah. And so the thing with the Knicks is, I like watching the Knicks now. I don't want to overreact. I do have reactions. Like every time we miss a shot, I'm like, oh man. Or Dottier, what you doing right there? Bridges, shoot the ball right there, Cat. Why are you passing up threes to do a dribble handoff? Like this is like, of course you're gonna have those reactions, but in terms of like long-term thing, man, I'm not like overreacting. I just want to see what it looks like at the end of the season. I promise y'all that's what it is with me. But when I watch the half-court offense, though, I do see what Mike Brown wants to do, right? Like by dropping them dudes deep into the corner, defenders have to flatten out. Now those baseline defenders that could defend the paint, they have 3 things that they got to defend instead of 2, right? And that means that keeps their attention, right? And since you do that, now you can run your 45 cuts off the wing, and if they collapse, you can kick back out to the corner because that player legit is in your eyesight. Like if the rim is here and you go in this way and the corner is here and this guy comes to you, and you could just turn and safely pass the ball back out to the corner for a 3-point shooter to knock that thing down, right? We've been seeing that. It's just guys are not really diving hard on them 45 cuts because they're not used to it. I think the pace has something to do with it.
Do you also think that it's a matter of the fact that the personnel don't have the ability to create shots the way that system could work? Like, for instance, OG Anunoby is a moderate ball handler, right? But he's not the guy to pump fake and drive in, maybe, 2 dribbles in for a baseline jumper. He's the guy that either, he's going to take the shot or he's going to find a way all the way to the rim, right? There's no
240-pound athletic finisher. So when he get to 5 feet, he's not looking to throw the lob to Mitch all the time. As
right.
Athletic 240-pound finisher, you know what he's looking to do 5 feet and in.
Right. But I think sometimes you need a little bit of Robert Covington in your game, as opposed to, it's either one or the other, like a RJ Barrett type, what I'm saying? When he was in New York, it was either I'm taking a 3 or I'm driving to the cup. So there's no mid-range or nothing like that.
You want to see the latest highlights of RJ Barrett?
No, by all means, no. Because I'm only
RJ Barrett. You don't want to see that?
Dear God, I'm only speaking in terms of there's no third or fourth option in terms of like for instance, like a Luol Deng type. You know,
Okay.
like, okay, he'd pump fake, drive in from, you know what I'm saying, up to 19 feet, take the baseline jumper. Or
Right.
he'd find a way to, you know, drive in, pass to a cut in, maybe Ronnie Brewer or Carlos Boozer. It would always be some other option outside of just either take the three or drive inside for the inside layup or dunk.
Right. Right.
And you're looking for at least a third or fourth offensive option. I'm wondering if maybe that's one of the elements that could benefit in terms of those type of breakdowns, because I see exactly what you're saying. As a matter of fact, second quarter of that second game, where he did hit a 3-pointer, it was contested, but that was because the guy closed out quicker than expected to. But I saw exactly what you're saying in terms of, okay, you got three options in terms of defending the play.
Right.
And I think what happened was Cat was too close to OG for that defender to have to, you know what I'm saying, have enough space to where now you got to make a decision. You made it, you know, a little bit easier for him.
Right.
Thank God that OG knocked down the shot, but I could also see where, okay, that defender did close out and had a more successful closeout on him. What if OG was able to pump fake, get him in the air, dribble two times in, hit the baseline jumper, and we're good. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about.
What if you rewind that first? Like, what if you rewind that and Bridges, instead of strolling through the paint, looking to see what's going to happen, what if Bridges slams through there and then OG occupies the evacuated space faster? Then the guy's reaction time is not
right
on time with the Knicks. Right. So what if it is executed better in the beginning as opposed to making it tough at the end?
Absolutely. And I can see.
Yeah, bro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I think Jalen Brunson is going to be just fine. Right. It may take him some time to figure it out, though. Right. Which, no big deal. Right. But at the same time, if we're talking about moving pieces, stashing vets, things like that, because this is the championship or bust year, then you can't get off to a slow start. Right. It's like these couple things that I'm trying to balance. Like, how long is it going to take Mike Brown's offensive system to start clicking? Right. We're going to hope it starts clicking from game 1 against Cleveland. But say it doesn't. Say it starts clicking at game 20. Right. Say the first 20 games we go 10-10. But the remaining games we go 42-20. Lee, you know what that makes us, right? That makes us a 52-win team. Yeah, would y'all be okay with that?
The wins. Yeah, I'd be good with it, but I'm more concerned about the standing.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about where that leads in standing. If we're like top 2, cool. If you know what I'm saying, if it's like it's a tight race, you know what I'm saying, and it's like it's one of those up in the air situations where like 3 teams are vying for that same spot, then I might have a little bit of a problem with it.
Right. What I would say,
but again, that's
good.
Oh no, but I was just saying in terms of overall, I still just want to kind of keep everything where again it's a game by game situation. You know, that was my big. I'm still looking at it from the focus is the next game, not the end of the season.
Still, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I need the Knicks to be 62-20 or better. Right? Lee, I need the Knicks to be 62-20 or better. I need the Knicks to be so good in the regular season that they can rest guys like Mitch and Brunson and OG and Brogdon and Deuce and all the guys that have somewhat of an injury history. I need those guys to be load managed during the year. I need the Knicks to be so good, either 62 wins or better. Because the thing about it is, if this team, because you don't have to play a lot of minutes to win a lot of games, right? You just have to be highly productive in the minutes that you play, right? Like you don't have to play 37 minutes to average 25 points a game. You just get more opportunity. If you can average 25 points a game in 31 and a half minutes, that's what we're looking for, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for Jalen Brunson to be the same Brunson, the same numbers, the same impact, and less minutes, less wear and tear on the body. So when the playoffs get here and we go straight to, and chat, when y'all hear me say this, just hear me out completely. Because this is not a selfish endeavor. This is me getting to a point, right? We know that in the playoffs, in a 7-game series, things like ISO Brunson, while it's great, right, is great, you don't want to depend on it. And you definitely don't want to depend on it with a worn down Jalen Brunson. You want to, if you have to go to that, you want JB to be fresh. Lee, that makes sense, bro? Right.
Crystal clear. It's very crystal clear.
Right. So and we want Mitchell Robinson to be fresh in the playoffs. We don't want to see Mitch step on an ankle in early December, and then we don't know when he's coming back. The thing hovering over the team's head, and I'm saying Mitch. And when I say Mitchell Robinson, I'm legit talking about the center. I don't care who the center is, right? Like I'm only saying this because centers are sinners. Y'all ever saw that movie Sinners with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and David Robinson? And anyway, centers legit are in the wash all the time, and they're more likely to get hurt. Whether it's Cat, Huck Porty, Jericho Sims, Precious Achua, Mitchell Robinson, whoever it is that played center for us last year, all of them got hurt. And you think that these guys play such a difficult and demanding position that they may also get hurt, injured this year, right? What I would like to see is if the Knicks win a lot of games so that the pressure is off them in the regular season so that we can start to formulate some type of health management plan towards the playoffs where when April get here, we won't be trying to weigh rest versus rust.
Right. It'll be more emphasis on the postseason and combating everything in the postseason. Wow, my man is out cold.
Yeah, out cold, bro. Tyson got him, bro.
I mean, these things happen from time to time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hate thong thong. I hate thong thong. Yo, Jay Busby is like, man down, lead. They like, man down, man down. Yo.
And I feel obligated to stay. My man, I'm cold.
That's my guy, bro. He be tired, bro. He got a lot of stuff.
He worked like no other, man. I give him his credit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Chef NYK is in the building. Salute.
Shout out to everybody in Florence Tears Nation.
Yeah, y'all. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to all my people. Yeah, hey, and you know what? And Nick, that's not what I'm saying, bro. Listen, that's not what I'm saying, dog. When you say unchanged Mitch breaks the third, bro. Nah, that's not what I'm saying right there, bro. At all. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not talking about Mitchell Robinson's past injury history at all. What I'm saying is that playing center is a very difficult and demanding position, and you got to keep a couple good ones because this injury, the center position, guys likely get injured, right? It has nothing to do with no. Soul Figure saying the melatonin took him down.
But you know the funny thing is a lot of teams are doing that. If you consider like even looking at the fact that with Philly, right now they're short on Embiid,
Right.
but you add Embiid, you also now have Drummond to contend with.
Right.
If we don't stack our roster,
right,
if we don't have that to combat, we're in a losing battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that whole, you know, the small ball lineup thing, it worked for a very short period of time, but guys are coming out now, and I can only imagine what a Wizards team with like an Alex Sarr and another center would look like.
Yeah.
And we have to contend with that. Then we have to turn around and contend with Orlando. And then we have to contend with Cleveland. We definitely need as many tall, versatile centers, power forwards to contend with eventually what the field is.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I think we have to embrace the non-Tom Thibodeau approach. I think we have to be the opposite of what we saw the past 5 years. Right. I think we have to embrace the fact that you know, you want to have some depth, you want to have size. Like, for instance, I'm going to give y'all a for instance, and it's something that most Knicks fans have never thought about. Right? You as a Knicks fans, chat, have y'all ever thought about the possibility of what a OG Anunoby, even better. Have y'all ever thought about the possibility of what a Mitchell Robinson can look like if he had length all around him, whereas he can be flexible and switchable all over the place, even on offense? Like, think about Mitchell Robinson, and I was thinking about OG Anunoby because OG Anunoby is the one that I want to kind of feature during the preseason because OG has not been in the most ideal situations since he's been a Knick. But I'll use Mitchell Robinson for. Can you imagine if Mitchell Robinson played with what if Mitch played with a 6'10" jumbo wing that can protect the rim? That way, Mitch can be switchable out in other. What if Mitchell Robinson played with a Jaren Jackson Jr. type player? Anybody ever consider that instead of Mitchell Robinson playing with a Josh Hart type player?
As a matter of fact, that's exactly why I kept on saying and kept on screaming the name Chris Boucher.
All right. These are the type things that I'm talking about. Like, now we're not gonna get a Jaren Jackson Jr. type player in here, right? We can't go get Triple J. Maybe we can groom one to go with Mitchell Robinson, right? Maybe we can develop one. Maybe Mo Diawara is that guy. I don't know. We don't know, right? But what we know for certain is that Landry Shamet is not that guy, and that will never be. Right? Gary Bird is not going to be that guy. Right? What we know for sure is Tyler Kolek is never going to be that guy. Malcolm Brogdon is never going to be that guy. Right? But one can dream about a world where by February, March, you have these guys playing and understanding roles. The Knicks by that time, maybe the Knicks are 50 and 14 or something, right? Through 62 games, the Knicks are 48 and 14 or something, right? Where you can, if there's a weird back-to-back, say the Knicks have a game in Brooklyn Barclays Center on Friday, and then Sunday afternoon there's a game in Boston, where you can sit Mitch out the day before the Brooklyn game, the day after the Brooklyn game, the Boston game, the day after the Boston game, and come back to the Garden and play against Cleveland. And what that means is that Mitchell Robinson could legitimately have 5 real life days off, but only miss 2 games.
Right.
And when I say that, I don't mean that Mitch should be in bubble wrap. What I mean is he do that for him, do that for OG, do that for Brunson. You have the depth, right? You have the depth, right? Do that for Brunson, do that for guys, get them off their feet. And not, I'm not saying do this once a week. What I'm saying is do this every other month, right? Do this every other month. And by the end of the season, Mitchell Robinson plays 76 games. Jalen Brunson plays 76 games. OG Anunoby plays 76 games.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. And it makes sense in terms of, again, you're getting your guys to come in with fresh legs. So, I mean, again, if the ultimate goal is to get to a championship, you need as many fresh legs as possible.
Right. Right. And so what I mean by that is that instead of playing them less minutes in a game and playing 13 people, play them a little less minutes in a game, keep a 10-man rotation, but it's actually a 12-man rotation, right? Because every 3 weeks or so, 2 guys are going to miss 2 games. So it's, in theory, it's a 10-man rotation, 10 or 12, or I'm sorry, 12 or 13 guys are always ready to play, right? You got 13. Yeah, you kind of gotta, for instance, we live in a world right now where it's going to be difficult for Ariel Hukporti to play, right?
Right.
Because Mike Brown has shown, at least through 2 games, that Cat and Mitch are going to play together. Cat is going to be the first big to leave. Mitch is going to play a little bit with the bench. And then when Mitch leaves, Cat is going to come back and play center, right? And if that is the rotation between those two, and then Yabusele is going to play late, those mid to late second quarter minutes, and then Mitch and Cat are going to come back together. And Yabusele is going to play those mid to late fourth quarter minutes, and then Mitch and Cat are going to come back together. And that doesn't leave you room for Ariel Hukporti unless it puts you in that situation, right? And
right. Well, you can see where like those last 4 to 5 minutes when the game is well in hand or just completely out of contention, and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna give these guys the opportunity to learn on the fly. Here's your learning curve.
One way or the other. One way or the other. Right. But you know what, DSJ, even in that scenario, what you're doing to guys like Ariel Hukporti and maybe Diawara and Pakam Dadier. They're always invested in every game. So there's never a game where they're not going to be mentally prepared to go into a game, because who's the best team in the league? Oklahoma City. Last year we played Oklahoma City. Pakam Dadier got his shirt on. He's like, man, I ain't playing in this game, bro. Right. This year, the Knicks get up by 30 on OKC. This dude might get minutes. I mean,
right.
It's not the ideal situation, but when you're on a championship level contender, these are the cards you're dealt.
And I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is whether or not they fit in the short or long term, it's an opportunity to showcase for other teams.
Right.
You know, again, we still have to consider the fact that it's a business, and what our goals are and what our mindset is can change on the fly as well. So if this turns into a potential scenario where a trade can happen because we showed value in these guys, then it's an opportunity for them to also, get paid. It's a great situation all around.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing, of course, is, I mean, ideally we wanted this anyway. Well, I think we all wanted to see the opportunity for as many players to get on the court as possible.
Yep.
And I think the beautiful thing about it is, if we're doing it now, we're not doing it from the standpoint of a need as opposed to just a want. Or we're short a player. We have to play player, B, C, and D, because player A is out with an injury and he's going to be gone for a while.
Right.
Right. Brunson went down last season. The first thing we did was panic.
We thought he was gone, bro. We thought he was gone.
You know what I'm saying? And then you had to worry about whether or not he's going to be good, because, it feels like he's rushed back on court. If we got other guys already available to stand in, then, it's less pressure for him to have to return, to feel like he has to return right away. Same thing with Mitch. We always worry about that, again, due to his history. We can't avoid it. But, again, with preparation, it puts us in a better position to where, okay, if he misses a game.
And it can't be preparation A or B or C or D or E or F, right? Like, we don't want to go down this road when we're getting all the way down to preparation G and so on and so forth, right? Like,
right.
legit, we want to make sure we have a plan that we execute, and the answers to problems are solved systemically through a natural progression, as opposed to every time we see a problem, we got to figure it out.
Right. We can't always do we'll cross that bridge when we get to its situation.
Yeah. Hey, to Nick Yak point, Nick Yak says 14 back-to-backs, leaving Mitch 68 for Mitch without any injuries for a game or two. I think the back-to-back thing can be dicey. I think the back-to-back thing can be dicey. Soulfinger says, what about preparation? Man, Soulfinger, stop, bro. Soulfinger, stop, bro. Soulfinger is a troll, bro. I'm talking about planning, bro. I'm talking, you can't have like these multiple plans, like just in case. You got to have a system where problems resolve. Okay, give you an example, right? Office buildings catch on fire. You got to call the fire department. You know what people start doing? Hey, man, just put a sprinkler system in, bro. It ain't going to completely put out things, right? But at the same time, it helps, right? Instead of always everybody calling out all this stuff, man, how about get alarms in your building? So if something happens, you can catch it before it gets out of control. Like, get these systems in place, right? Like that's what I'm saying about the Knicks.
And before the sprinkler system comes into play, then we got the fire extinguisher, if it can be subdued in a short, situation.
Right.
So,
this is what I'm saying. Like, instead of it being that, right? Instead of it being that, man, just, have it be, what's the name? Have it be that. The Mitchell Robinson thing, though, I just want to say this still, just real quick. I don't think Mitch is an injury prone player, and I don't think. I think the center position does. The guys at centers always get hurt, bro. Like if Mitchell Robinson was a wing player, I don't think the harm is there. Right? Like when you look around the league outside of Jokic, every center is getting hurt, bro. You got to have like 4 on your roster. You got to have 4 good ones. Now they're not all going to play, but it's the reason why centers don't get paid no more. Because we expect centers to be rim running, rim protecting bigs, and in order for them to run to the rim, they got to fight their way through traffic.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but at the same time, I think that I think it's more the athletic ones. Because I am considering everything that you said, and I'm looking. The first thing I've thought about was Wembanyama. I thought about Hartenstein last season. He started out on the injury list.
Porzingis?
Right after that, Porzingis is always in that situation.
Isaiah Stewart from Detroit, Beef Stew.
Yeah, but you know the beautiful thing about him is, again, he'll always be out of games because of his temper,
and because of when
he'll miss more games for fighting than it is because of an injury.
Well,
he's a walking idiot too. So, and that's just he made that lane for himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, that's what we call it now. Jay Busby said, yo, much love. Just finished my presentation for 8 a.m. So I got to get me a couple of hours of Corey Lee. Stop it,
He's
bro.
funny.
And then Wiz is like, yo, Corey Lee's is hilarious.
Y'all funny.
These things happen from time to time.
Chat, we love y'all, man. Hey, chat, we love y'all, bro. Like, legitimately, this is the most unserious Knicks channel out there, bro. Like, that man is like, yo, it's 20 minutes to 2. I gotta go get me some Corey Lee's.
Oh my gosh, Wiz couldn't wait to get that one out though. I know he was. I'm telling you, Wiz still hold a grudge against Corey Lee for stealing his girlfriend in the 2nd grade. That's just a never-ending situation.
Nah, Wiz is still caught upset because he got caught with that whole case of curry powder.
Y'all wildin', bro. Oh my goodness. And Soulfinger says, oh my Lord, the dead has arisen.
I was there the whole time.
No. That's what just Soulfinger in the chat, man. Yeah. Derek Frank says, don't be Corey Leon on Yabusele now. Yabusele gonna be good this year.
He better knock down them threes.
Yeah, y'all wild, bro. Y'all wild, bro. Yeah, y'all wild, man. Yeah, yo, Corey Lee is a verb now. Yo, that's hilarious, bro. Yo, YZ in the building. I don't know why I didn't see Alawaz in the building. Salute.
Shout out Alawaz.
Yeah, YZ, we gotta get your email address, bro. I've been meaning to get your email address for months, man. And I keep forgetting. I'm like Michael McDonald, bro. I just keep forgetting, bro. Yeah. East Blue Drew. Yeah, Yabusele did look good defensively, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was yo, Soulfinger hilarious, bro. Soulfinger be trolling earlier. Yeah, man. Yo, Soulfinger, I saw Ron Cleveland is on Instagram now, bro. I hope he coming back, man.
Well, fingers crossed. Man.
Yeah, man. Hey, YZ says Corey Lee eats Cocoa Puffs at 2 a.m. Wow. Oh, you know what? Oh, no.
So does Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, man. I got to do better, though. Wiz says,
last time
don't Corey Lee on OG making an all-star team, all NBA and all defense. Yo, I'm not, bro. I'm not, bro. Yo, I think OG is a candidate for all three. I wouldn't be mad. I'm with you.
I know Wiz was super happy to see Deuce McBride able to drive on opponents without the help of a screen.
Yeah.
So that was getting ridiculous too. Like, fam, you've been in the league for 5 years. How can you not shake defenders yet?
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, bro. What we doing out here? What we doing out here, bro? I mean, come on, bro. You 25, you still can't, Jay Davis is in the building. Y'all, listen, man. I gotta get out of here, man, so I can get ready to get on these phones, bro. Salute to everybody, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. The Knicks at Night podcast be so fun, man. I legit, man, am thankful, man, that y'all be here rocking with us. Because, I'd rather for us to cut up and have a good time and talk Knicks than to be, fighting over nonsense like, who the 15 spot gonna go to, Uncle Freezy? Is pressure out here? No, ain't no pressure, bro. Because those conversations we've been having, the Knicks probably not even having those conversations internally. They just gonna leave that up to Mike Brown. Like, Mike, who you want? Oh, you want him? Okay. That's as easy as it is to me. Yeah, man. So we gonna get out of here. Let me Lee, you got anything to say to our people before we get out of here, bro?
Yeah, I heard Wiz puts curry powder on his Cocoa Puffs.
Oh wow, Wiz. Wow.
So it's curry puffs.
Curry puffs. Yeah, man. All right, check.
Well, y'all funny.
Yeah, man. Hey, salute to everybody that came through and rocked the spot with us, man. I appreciate that, man. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to do big things in 2026. We're trying to do big things in 2026, everybody. We want to do right by y'all. Chat, listen to me. Listen. We want to do right by y'all. So we're working on a few things behind the scenes. I'm grabbing YZ and a few others, and we're gonna do some big things here and hopefully on Echo and Essence, so that we can have y'all fully covered. So just keep that in mind. Keep us in mind when you think about how you want your Knicks content to be. And we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Peace, y'all.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord.